Hey guys, it's Mike Chen. This video is about a month in the making. Now, those of you who've been watching my channel for a long time, you know how much I love and adore Peking duck. One of my all-time favorite Chinese dishes. But New York really hasn't been a huge Peking duck town. I mean, there are restaurants that serve what I consider pretty average Peking duck, but nothing really mind-blowing. Recently though, I feel like this has changed. A lot of brand new Peking duck places have been popping up around the city. I just spent the last month trying most of them out, and I gotta say, I think we're ready to do a video. So today, I'm gonna show you guys what I found. We're going to a couple places where I feel like has some of the best Peking duck in the city, and we're going to a really popular place that I've never been to, but heard a lot about. Basically, today, we're gonna just waddle around and have an exciting Peking duck day. You ready? Let's go. My first stop is here at Elaine's Asian Bistro in Great Neck, Long Island. Let me tell you why this place is my favorite place for Peking duck. So not only is the duck here absolutely amazing, the duck here is $58.95. It's basically $60. But the great thing about that is, typically when you eat Peking duck, there's what's called 鸭二吃, which means duck two ways. And what that implies is that typically, of course, you get the duck skin with some of the nice fat, some of that meat wrapped up in a delightfully chewy crepe. But for value-conscious foodies like myself, I gotta ask the question, where's the rest of my duck? So typically some Peking duck places will take the rest of your duck and make it into a duck soup. Or they're gonna chop up the duck and stir fry it in salt and pepper. And both of those options are available in this restaurant. Guys, trust me, it's quack. My duck is here. Just look how fly it is. When we're talking about traditional Peking duck, there are many characteristics to look for. First of all, this beautiful red golden brown color that's on the outside. The smell of the smoke, because typically the duck is cooked in wood, so got that nice smoky flavor inside. The duck skin is also usually separated from the meat, which then gives it a beautifully crunchy, aromatic flavor. And right away, just like my heart when I'm watching Forrest Gump, it just melts completely. And what you're left with is a juicy, tasty, very, very fatty flavor without it being overly greasy or too much. Another characteristic of a great Peking duck place are the pancakes or crepes itself. This is a really important element of the Peking duck experience. If you go to a place that has like fluffy white bun, that's not a Peking duck, that's a roast duck. Peking duck crepes are supposed to be thin. This, in my opinion, is a perfectly made Peking duck crepe. And of course, the condiments, really simple, really traditional, some hoisin sauce, and some scallions and cucumbers. To eat it, really, really simple. And you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but this is how you usually do it. Little scallions, cucumbers, roll it up like you would a burrito. Now all you gotta do is eat. This is all it's cracked up to be. Every single time I eat Peking duck, it's like you're falling in love with it all over again. All you're thinking about is when can I take the next one? Especially this piece at the end with just the skin. That's where the magic of Peking duck resides. And that's the Hogwarts of the Peking duck world. The reason why it has to be so light is when the duck is melting, it's gotta be able to bring just a bit of chew to the texture, but not steal the flavor away so much that I can't enjoy the absolute fundamentally gorgeous flavor of the duck here. The only thing I'm thinking about after that first wrap is, we gotta do that again. So let's hit that repeat button, shall we? If you love duck and you never had Peking duck before, that's like saying you love steak but you never had Japanese Wagyu. And back like what I was saying, every single element of this ensemble plays a critical role. The crepe obviously keeps everything together. The hoisin sauce brings that necessary richness and sweetness and earthiness that highlights the duck meat immensely. The cucumber in the scallions brings a refreshing, almost shower-esque element to the entire party. Just like that Married with Children song, you can't have one without the other. Oh, this is the other thing I'm talking about. So duck two ways. You can either get a soup or you can get it stir-fried with salt and pepper and onions. Look how much meat is still on the duck bones that would have been just wasted if you weren't having this dish. And what I love about this is that there's still so much fat in these meat. Look how it glistens. I mean, this thing is just sparkling. When it's fried up, you get that nice crunchy outside layer and all that, look at this, all that nice meat and fat and juiciness. Trust me, this is gonna be an amazing bite. Oh my gosh, oh, look at this. Still got the skin on here. Look at all that fat. That's the good stuff right there. Don't ever throw that out. That's gonna keep you warm in the winter. And I know I got a couple more Peking duck places to go today. This is my favorite Peking duck place in New York. And I know this is a little ways out of the city, but if you want a delicious, fulfilling, economically reasonable Peking duck meal, then I would highly recommend you coming here. All right, I gotta go to the next place. So maybe I am gonna employ this super quick duck eating method. I'll see you soon. Peking duck location number 2, DaDong. This is a really popular Peking duck chain in China, and they opened up a location here around Bryant Park, and it's a Michelin Starred rated Peking duck place. I've heard mixed reviews, so today I'm gonna go try it out, let you guys know how it is. Thank you. You have to take an elevator to get there. This place caused a huge stir when it opened because, like I said, it's a really popular Peking duck place in China. And when it opened here, the reservations stretched on for months. I tried to get in last year and they told me it was filled up until like February. And just walking in, it's a gorgeous place. I'm surprised they let me walk in with the t-shirt I'm wearing. It's definitely very Michelin Starry looking, you know what I mean? Here's the Peking duck, and then it says DaDong Su Bu Ni roast duck. And it's served with sugar, pancakes, crispy sesame bun, and special sauce. And definitely gonna get the whole duck. And then what's kind of special here is that they have this caviar. I never had caviar with my Peking duck before, but supposedly that's the thing here, so I'm gonna give that a try. I mean, duck swims in water and caviar comes from fish, so there's a connection there. Free dishes they brought out, edamame, and this is shuizhu Wah Fung, or water braised peanuts. This is a really traditional Chinese snack, and actually, flavor, extremely on point here. All right, this is like way different than any other Peking duck I've ever had. This duck, you can tell, is very focused on the skin. I mean, they were very meticulous when cutting it and slicing it up. That's why the characteristic of this place is crispy without being greasy. They basically took out all the fat from the skin and the meat. So there's really not a lot of fat left on here, but it is super crispy. Look at this. Actually, I mean, it still looks pretty juicy. Definitely the crispiest Peking duck I've ever had. And there's still a little bit of fat on some of them, but so far, it looks very promising. Although they scrape most of the fat out, I mean, this is the skin. This is still gonna have a ton of juice inside of that. And the meat is glistening. That was always a good sign. And of course, the drumsticks. The skin, honestly, on this duck, wow. I mean, this is a crispy skin. Ooh, I mean, it is just like a duck cracker. So they tell me there's 4 ways to eat the duck. The first way is take the duck skin and dip it in the sugar. Second way is to take the duck and wrap it in the crepe, add some scallions and bean paste. The third way is take these little sesame puffs, put some honeydew in there, and also, and the last way is duck with caviar, which I never heard of, but I'm happy to try. This is for sure a very traditional way to eat Peking duck. I mean, this is the way most Peking duck places do it inside China. Peking duck skin, some sugar. But it's actually my first time trying it like this. Oh God. Wow, I was wrong. That duck skin was not like a duck cracker. It's more like a duck crisp, way meltier than a cracker and much easier to chew. There's just a ton of juice inside every crevice of the duck skin. It is just By far the meltiest duck skin I've ever had in my life. Not even close, by far. The second way, I love the duck skin. Probably the best texture of any duck skin I've ever had. Much better with the sauce because I feel like on its own, the skin is really, really good. I love how melty it is. I love how crispy it is, but the flavor's a little blend. So with the sauce, I think that completes it. Little sesame bun shell, some watermelon ridges. I'm really digging this. A little extra sweet combined with the juiciness of the duck itself. It's not a bad way to eat this duck. The texture is 100% on point, but without the sauce, it's gonna taste a little bland. And also, the meat itself without the fat, tad dry. This is new. Caviar on a Peking duck. The thing is, I don't really love caviar in the first place, so, well, let's see. I'm not a caviar connoisseur, so for me, that was definitely not worth the $42. I do like the salty flavor that it brings to the duck. Besides the amazing texture, it's lacking in flavor. And maybe if they kept some of the fat in and make the meat just a bit juicier, I'd be proposing to this duck right now. Again, just personal preference. I like it when there's more juice and fat in my Peking duck. And I know this is the way a lot of Peking restaurants do it. Take out the fat, make it crispy, and so you eat it, you don't feel so like greasy in your stomach. But I like my grease. I really don't feel like I'm able to appreciate this caviar very much. I wanted to try it just to try it because, again, like people told me, you gotta come here, get the caviar, enjoy the full experience of the Peking duck, and I'm glad I did, but first time, last time. That skin is like saving this entire duck right now. That's the highlight of the meal, is duck skin. So coming in here, I read a lot about this place. Again, the reviews are incredibly mixed. Either you love this place or you hate this place. But for me, I don't hate it. I think in terms of skin, you're not gonna find a much better place anywhere outside of China for Peking duck skin. And for a lot of people, that's the essence of Peking duck, the crunchy, delicious, juicy skin. And this place, definitely best skin ever on a Peking duck. What I didn't like was the lack of flavor of the duck. I mean, as juicy, as crispy as the skin is, really no flavor. Another thing I don't really like is the duck meat itself. Pretty dry, pretty flavorless. For me, it doesn't work at all. The pancake I thought was okay. Maybe we're sitting under AC, but for some reason the food got really cold really quickly and the pancake turned a little hard after it got cold. In terms of price, $100 for a whole duck, I don't feel like they're asking for an exorbitant amount because during my month of research, I've been to a bunch of Peking duck places around New York City. And in Chinatown, Peking Duck House, obviously that's probably the cheapest one, around $40 for a Peking duck. This is pretty much the going rate for Peking duck around this city. So while $100 is a lot of money for a duck, I don't feel like they're being unfair asking that amount. Oh, and by the way, the caviar, yeah. Unless you're a super big fan, I wouldn't get that. Didn't really do much for me. Oh, and pretty much my favorite part of this duck, drumsticks. This is fantastic. I love this. I guess I can't really appreciate the finer things in life, but for me, I'd rather wait for my fish eggs to grow up to be real fish, and I'll eat them then. I'm gonna duck with the caviar. It's just like I bit into a duck that was swimming in the ocean. Yum. Last time I did a Peking duck video, a lot of you guys have been asking me the difference between a Peking duck and a roast duck. So I'm at my favorite Chinese barbecue place, and I'll show you the difference over dinner number 3. All right, so roast duck and Peking duck, there's actually a huge difference. The first difference is Peking duck should not be hanging on some store window because Peking duck is usually made to order. That's why the skin is so incredibly crisp. Also, the cooking method is different. Peking duck is usually roasted with wooden charcoal. The skin is typically separated from the duck itself, and that's why the skin is so crispy and melty. And the roast duck, as you can see here, the skin is very oily, very greasy, very soft. Love both types of the duck. And the roast duck, what I really enjoy about this, really, is, man, this thing is fatty and greasy and juicy. I mean, it is just, I mean, Peking duck is more refined and very proper. Like, there's a proper way to eat it. There's a set of ingredients that goes with it. Roast duck, eat it anywhere you want on top of anything you want. And this thing, the flavor it's really simple. It's just super ducky and greasy, and it's gonna make you feel really good about yourself until you eat a lot of it. Then you're gonna feel bad. Now, of course, when I come to my favorite barbecue joint in Manhattan, I gotta get some roast pork. Oh, this has been an amazing, amazing duck day. Well, and pork day now. DaDong was definitely the most refined, has the best skin by far of any Peking duck I've ever had. And Elaine's, it's just my favorite. It's just almost like Peking duck comfort food. It just feels so incredibly satisfying eating it. And the salt and pepper duck bowl, definitely worth the 10 bucks. So for me, Elaine has the best overall flavor and probably the most economical duck. And DaDong, again, best duck skin, out of this world good. So after 3 amazing meals, I'm about ducked out, but there's something else I crave. All right, one more little something. Let's go. I'm telling you guys, after a huge Peking duck meal, you're gonna have a lot of fat in your stomach. You're gonna be craving something sweet and cold, and for me, gotta end today with some ice cream. Love the Peking duck day. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. All the places I went to, of course, is listed for you in my description box below. Thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.